Hi, my name is KP. Welcome to my channel. I am covering some of the commentary that I'm hearing on these YouTube streets. I want you to know that I got all my information that I'm going to talk to you about from the plainest Jane. You can see in the description box below all the information how to get there, and please go subscribe to my channel, KP. I put that also in the description box below. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I'm almost there. I'm less than 20 away. Please go on over to that channel and hit that notification bell. I'm going to share with you guys the information that I've gathered from the commentary that I've watched from the plainest Jane. It's all over the place, so please go over there and watch her channel. She has great information about this trial. I also want to give you guys information about how I felt in 1995 when I went with two other friends to an R. Kelly concert in Oakland, California, 1995. I know that I've shared this story before, but I just thought I'd tie it all in as I try giving some commentary on this case. And I'm going to also try to do more research, but I just want you to let you guys know that a lot of this is I heard from listening to the plainest Jane. Shout out to you, girl. Thank you for your great commentary. So R. Kelly is being charged with a sex trafficking racketeering case. He has been brought up on these charges, and there are 400 pieces of evidence and 50 witnesses. The trial is in Brooklyn, New York, and there's a lot going on. I've been watching a lot. They have so much evidence against R. Kelly. But before I get into that, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you heard of Tasha K, I haven't heard any updates about her connection with this trial. I don't think that the only connection with the trial is that Tasha K has been accused of obtaining transcripted conversations from telephone conversations between R. Kelly and his girlfriend. Some say that if Tasha K did not pay for this information, you might ask, how does she get this information? A CO that worked for the prison who had access to this information, it was a Wisconsin CO. She was able to obtain this information. She emailed it to herself. She had visit logs, of people who came to visit R. Kelly. She had detailed information, and she would say word for word what R. Kelly and his girlfriend were talking about, and she would say word for word verbatim of what they were saying on her channel on YouTube. The warden of the prison found out and somehow allegedly contacted YouTube and was wondering, how did this content creator get all this information? Some say that if Tasha K paid for this information, even though it doesn't have anything to do with the trial, it is still it's still an illegal act, and she possibly could do some jail time. So when R. Kelly found out that Azriel was going to testify in court, he fainted. I know you guys probably heard weeks ago that R. Kelly fainted in court. Well, that was the reason why he fainted. He fainted because Azriel, I believe her name's Azriel Clarity, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know her name's Azriel. They said she's going to testify, and he fainted in court. Azriel later testified of R. Kelly being controlling. He restricted her TV viewing. He also had a way of punishing her and the other girls. When they had when R. Kelly's girlfriends had that CBS interview in 2019 with Gayle King, it was later revealed that Azriel testified that R. Kelly was in the next room and he was coughing whenever they were answering questions that he did not agree with, or if they were answering the questions wrong. They were in a 5-year relationship and it was very abusive. R. Kelly also, oh my gosh, it's very graphic. So I just want to give a disclaimer, trigger warning. I may be talking about some sexual and domestic abuse. And so this is for a mature audience only. So during the interview, he was coughing. Azriel and Jocelyn Savage, they were very defensive of R. Kelly. And later, Gail revealed that she remembered while interviewing the girls that there was loud coughing. But she was told that R. Kelly had left the room or left the building. Now, this is a little off the subject. I thought this was funny. R. Kelly's lawyers are stating that they're not happy with the sketch artists. They're not happy with the sketch artists. They said that the sketch artists are not making anyone look like who they look like, and they are making R. Kelly look like Mickey Mouse. And so the lawyers are upset about that. So I don't know if they're going to do anything about that. I would think that should be a non-factor in the trial. So there's also a search warrant for R. Kelly's devices, his electronic devices. And so there's only been a few reporters allowed in the courtroom, and many of the reporters are refusing to reveal what they're seeing. They're just kind of like, what they've seen, because they say it's too graphic. They're refusing to reveal what they've seen. And also the judge stated that the public will not see all of the evidence because it is way too graphic. So what else do I have here? So we went over the sketch artist. We went over traveling. Oh, and also traveling across state lines. He's being charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, sex trafficking across state lines, and he is facing 10 to life right now. He is definitely facing that. Some allege that if Tasha K becomes a part of the trial, that it could possibly he could possibly have a mistrial, and there could possibly be a mistrial because there was a Jane Doe that did state that she lied about her age. Now I'm going to freestyle because I don't have notes on this. This is just off my memory. And then I'm going to go into my R. Kelly. Hey, Tammy. I'm going to go into my R. Kelly story. And it involves some of my girlfriends that I grew up with here in Santa Cruz, California. And so you're just going to have to use your memory, your imagination, because I don't want to say their names because it's funny. But some people want to know if there is a John Doe. And there was a John Doe. And I will tell you the story of the John Doe, okay? So John Doe stated that he was in, and I just want to let you know that this is very graphic. I'm going to be talking about sexual abuse, and this is the R. Kelly trial. And if you want to check out more, go to the Plainest Jane. So there was a Jane Doe. A lot of people, and when John Doe took the stand, everyone, there's reports that R. Kelly, he wasn't really showing much emotion. He only showed emotion when he found out Azriel Clarity, that's her name, Azriel Clarity was going to take the stand. He fainted. And then when John Doe took the stand, R. Kelly started to become really uncomfortable. He started to show a lot of discomfort moving around in his seat. So John Doe claims that R. Kelly slipped him his number when he was working at McDonald's. And he promised him the same thing that he promises all of aspiring, musicians, artists, that he's going to do the same thing that he did for Aaliyah. Aaliyah was brought up a lot during the trial because, this was like his this was his selling point to get them to come into his studio. So he was an aspiring rapper. He gave R. Kelly his information, and he got a call from R. Kelly, and John Doe states that everything was good and everything, and R. Kelly, I'm paraphrasing but go on over to the Plainest Jane, because she's reading the testimony like word for word. So just know that I'm paraphrasing what I read or what I heard. So after them spending some time together, R. Kelly asked John Doe if he ever fantasized about being with the man. And John Doe at the time said, no, I like to be with women. And R. Kelly kept pushing the idea, and eventually ended up giving him, the 17-year-old, oral sex. When R. Kelly noticed that he wasn't into it, he stopped. And after he stopped, like he told him, he was like, I'm not into it. The 17-year-old was like, I'm not into it. And he was like, okay. So he stopped, and he said, okay, R. Kelly stated, now you're family. So later on, you're going to hear, if you follow the Plainest Jane or hear this testimony, that John Doe, he turns into someone called Nephew. And R. Kelly used to use this John Doe to as a form of punishment to the women that he was, sex trafficking. And so when R. Kelly, and of course John Doe has a lengthy testimony, and it is very graphic, and I'm not going to get into it right now, but yeah, it is very graphic. So when R. Kelly met Azriel, he told Azriel that, when he was punishing her one day, and I'm bouncing all over the place, when he was punishing her, that she was going to have to see cousin. And so what R. Kelly would do is, when his women would need to be punished, he would make them, Azriel states that he would make her have sex with strange men. And so another thing that stood out in the trial that was very sad was that Azriel Clarity shared that R. Kelly did in fact give her herpes, and that it was so bad that she could barely walk, and it was very painful, and that he had a very cruel reaction to her herpes outbreak, and he would say things like, what's the big deal? Everybody has it. And he would also say things like, I think your pussy's broke. That's a shame. And so there a couple of Jane Does testified. Actually, I'm going to say at least two, because I've only heard 2 or 3. That obviously R. Kelly did not like to wear protection, and he did at least give, so far on the trial, I see at least a couple of women herpes. So everyone knows that the doctor that was treating him didn't charge him anything, and he's also being looked into. And I don't know what type of criminal charges will be pulled up on him, but yeah, it shows that R. Kelly's doctor, they were good friends, that he didn't have to pay for anything. But so let's talk about the system that R. Kelly had. And Plainest Jane does a great job at bringing up how this system worked. Please go check her out. What would happen is and thank God in 1995 I was in Oakland, California, and I was in the way back. He didn't see me and we were way back there. But I'm gonna tell you guys about that story and about how I definitely believe. Well, I mean, we all know he is a predator for sure, a calculated predator. The Plainest Jane had referred him to that. That it's like a riddle, like the Pied Piper, he like sings and he lures the children with music and song, to pretty much get slaughtered. I think it's Pied Piper. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. So anyways, Azriel Clarity stated pretty much in her testimony that her parents sold her to R. Kelly. And I'm hoping that I'm not getting it mixed up with Azriel, and I'm pretty sure this is Azriel because I heard a lot of Azriel. I did not hear Jordan. Joycelyn Savage. She has not taken the stand yet. So, Azriel Clarity states that she went to a concert and she was approached backstage with a little piece of paper with the number on it. And he would have someone from his team pass this number to girls in the audience. And but it wouldn't be his number. It would be, the number. And he would lure them that way. But let me just tell you guys something, just to wrap it up. Azriel Clarity ended up going with R. Kelly when she was 17 and staying with him. And I think that before she stayed with R. Kelly, before it was, R. Kelly was given, I believe, someone on his team was given guardianship over Azriel Clarity so she could go to school. At one point, R. Kelly sent her back to go to school, and then she came back to stay with him. So, I'm not saying that the parents are innocent, but I feel like they should be looked into as well. I did not know that Azriel Clarity's parents also approached R. Kelly with a business proposition. Would you like to hear about this business proposition? R. Kelly was approached by Azriel Clarity's parents with a business proposition. And I really hope I'm getting the right Jane Doe. I think it is Azriel Clarity, and I will make another video and clarify if I'm wrong. So, at the concert, although she was approached with the number, the parents approached R. Kelly's team, and they had an idea to create a sex toy. Actually, let me get it right. Let me back it up. Azriel approached R. Kelly with this and R. Kelly's team. They allowed their minor child to approach a grown man and his business partners or his team to produce a sex toy that activated to R. Kelly's music. This is deep. Azriel Clarity's parents put Azriel up to the task of making a business proposition to make an vibrating sex toy that worked to R. Kelly's music. So you could take that information and formulate your opinion of what you think about that. But I think that the parents are also guilty. Now, don't forget to go to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, Richard. My hair looks fabulous. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm 15 subscribers away or less, maybe 20. I think I'm 20. So I'm trying to stay consistent, and that's all I got. I'm going to leave this up for a little while. I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel. Please go over to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell, like and subscribe. Thank you, Richard. And that's it. That's all I got so far. And just want to give prayers out to all those that were affected by 9/11, all of our loved, lost ones. It's been a long time. Okay, God bless, and pray for all those affected by Hurricane Ida and all the storms that's going around. Pray for everybody. Prayers up. God is good. And don't forget, if R. Kelly's around, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide everything. He's nasty. Oh my gosh, you know what? I thought I was gonna go. You know what? I might as well. I got more notes. You know what? Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So do you guys remember? Oh yeah, and I have to tell you guys the story what happened in 1995. Hold on, let me go get my Red Bull. Hold on. Okay. So you guys remember when Dave Chappelle came out with that sketch and he was pretending to be R. Kelly and was talking about poop on you, and the girls were pretending that they were enjoying all this chocolate that was supposed to be obviously feces, and they were just enjoying it. Well, unfortunately, there is some truth to that story, to that skit. Azriel Clarity testified. Oh, Lord have mercy. Like, you got to take trigger warning. So I just want to make sure that you guys know that there is a trigger warning. Lord, thank God I don't drink anymore. Because, like, I'm telling you, listening to, I don't know, was I sober when Surviving R. Kelly came out? I don't remember, but make you want to have a drink, I'm telling you. Okay, so there was some truth to that skit. Azriel Clarity testified that R. Kelly forced her to eat her own feces while he recorded it. And after he recorded it, he looked at it, and he didn't think she did a good job. He didn't think that she was in character. He didn't think that she was enjoying it. So he made her do it again. Horrible. So there was some truth to that. The story time, 1995. Okay, so 1995, R. Kelly, this is when now that I think about it, I'm like, you know what? R. Kelly, he is a predator, for sure. So, time takes place in 1995, Oakland, California. And, sorry, Mom, I'm about to tell on you for dropping me off, but he didn't get me. So, I was with, I'm gonna change their names. I'm just gonna say the first initial of their names, okay? I was with two of my girlfriends. Let's call her E and J. That's funny. I didn't even do that on purpose. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I was with E and J. I probably had some real E and J in my purse. Actually, you know what? I wasn't drinking at that time. I didn't start drinking until, I think I started drinking in 96. Okay, this is not a sobriety story, but this is, I was with E and J, okay? And this is the first initials of their real name. So y'all Santa Cruz people, you could fill in the blanks, y'all who know me, okay? And so I was with E and J, and they were my Caucasian sisters. And so we were going to Oakland, California. So I was like, you know what? We have to dress the part. We can't dress like we're from Santa Cruz. You know, I got family from Oakland, so I know how to dress, right? I got my cousin Omar watching. Shout out to my cousin Omar. Hi, Omar. Thank you for watching. So, and then that just reminded me of the man who played The Wire. Shout out to, you know what? I'll talk about The Wire later. The guy who played Omar from The Wire, he passed away. And I did not know that he struggled. He had a struggle. Anyway, so that's a whole nother story. So 1995, Oakland, California. I'm with E and J. Before we go, let me just set the scene. Our fit. We were wearing white tennis skirts and black, I believe black like football jersey. I think I was even wearing, even though I'm a San Francisco fan, I think I had like a Raiders on because I wanted to. I wanted to play the part. So we had our white tennis skirts on, looking like you know, and we were trying to look like we were from Oakland, because we didn't think if we looked like we were from Santa Cruz that nobody was going to talk to us. So we go to the concert, and I remember one of the opening acts was Warren G. And that's all I remember, because honestly, I was so hypnotized by the R. Kelly performance. And when I think about it, I was not even a fan of R. Kelly. I was a fan of Aaliyah. And when I saw Aaliyah doing, you know, back, forth, and forth, and age ain't nothing but a number, and all that stuff, and I saw R. Kelly in the background of back, forth, and forth, that's what drew me into R. Kelly. Because like when I saw him in the back, and Aaliyah, she was a year older than me. And I looked up to her. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. And who's that dude in the background? You know? And even though, you know, he seemed like an older dude, but I was just like wondering, who's that guy in the background? And so when I saw that they collaborated with each other, then I was like, well, Aaliyah messes with R. Kelly, so he must be cool, right? So I start listening to R. Kelly, and I started listening to him at night, like almost like both of them simultaneously, and I really fell in love with his music. But I started to feel a certain kind of way because, you know, I was dating at the time, but I didn't have any type of feelings that I wanted to do anything sexual. I just had like crushes and things like that. I was just writing 4-page letters and things like that, right? So we go to this concert, and I remember Warren G, he was cool. And then R. Kelly came out. Let me tell you, but R. Kelly didn't just come out on the stage. And also, if you guys want to look up on Google, and you will see it in the Plainest Jane's commentary, he runs across the stage, and he might have done it that night, but I don't remember, and I'll tell you what I do remember. But he used to run across the stage, and he'd be like, R. Kelly, do you want to come home with me? But the only thing is you have to be 18. And he would hold up an 18, somebody would run across the stage and hold up an 18 sign, okay? 18 years old sign. So when R. Kelly came out, remember it was between 1995 and 96, I believe it was 95. R. Kelly did not just come out onto the stage. I saw a white, like, round thing floating on the stage. And I was like, what is that? And it was like, you know, smoke, you know, that fog smoke or whatever. And I noticed that it was a motherfucking hot tub on the stage. A hot tub, y'all, right? And I'm like, what is that? And I remember I was in skyscraper. I was like in the back. Like it was the Oakland Coliseum. And so it's like I had a good view, but I wasn't down, but I could see everything. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? So R. Kelly slowly starts rising out of this jacuzzi on stage. And I'm thinking, is he really in a jacuzzi on stage? And it was really in a motherfucking jacuzzi on stage. And he's singing his song, I think it's, I don't even remember what song, because I was so caught up in the whole visual of R. Kelly. And I remember he had on like this white, like, tracksuit, but it was kind of see-through because it was wet. You know what I'm saying? And me and my friends, me and E look at each other because I'm right here, E is right here, and J is right here. So I'm like, it's Keisha, E, and J, okay? And it's funny that I named them E and J because I sure did used to drink a lot of E and J back in the day. Back in my drinking career, E and J, VSOP. I'm triggered. But anyways, back to the story. So, we are like honestly starting to get a little aroused, honestly. We were getting aroused. Like, I think so. And we didn't know. And then all of a sudden, because, he was singing this song, we're like, what is he doing? And he took off his shirt a little bit. And then we see, now, do you guys remember Coming to America? When Eddie Murphy is getting cleansed by his servants, and the girl comes up from the bath and says, "Your royal penis is clean, Your Highness." Well, that's kind of what happened in this R. Kelly concert. The girl comes up, and at that time, I mean, obviously, we're 15, we know about stuff, but we didn't, we knew about stuff, but we didn't talk about it that much yet. And we knew when we saw her coming out of the water, because we saw Coming to America, we're like, what was she doing up underneath the water? Oh my God, like, what was she doing under the water? Was she playing with his stuff? And so we were like, oh my gosh, like, we couldn't believe what we saw, because we knew what he was, the visual that he was trying to put out there, that he was getting some head. So, fellatio, whatever. Trigger warning. So, after that, that's when the grooming, honestly, started. The grooming started all the way 15 rows back, all the way up in the bleachers. And I watched it. I watched the look on my friends' faces. I watched them transform from this innocent, like, oh, I have a crush too, and I'm going to tell you exactly, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to reveal the name, and I'm sorry if your mama is watching, because I know she's a friend of mine on Facebook, and I know she'll put two and two together, and I know maybe this is why we weren't able to be friends. Actually, I know why we weren't able to be friends, but y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all people. So this is what happened. What I watched with my own two eyes, because I was starting to get a little hot. Like, he started singing his songs. He started singing 12 Play. When he sung 12 Play, let me tell you what happened, because we were starting to feel some kind of way. So Jay was like, what's going on? And oh, I almost said her name. And then he was like, ooh, she was like, I like this. my little white friends was like, ooh, I like this. And I was like, E, calm down. Like, this is fun, but calm down, right? And E was like, after he was almost done with 12 Play. He didn't even get done with 12 Play, right? And like, he's the devil. Let me tell you, because my friend E, and I'm going to say exactly what she said, and I couldn't believe it. So E said something. I'm going to tell you what E said. And even when E said what I'm about to share with you, Jay, even she kind of broke out of her R. Kelly trance and was like, E, oh my God, E, are you kidding me? I can't believe you said that, E. So let me tell you what E said. So we were all watching, 12 Play, all that, 12 Play's playing, and we're like feeling some kind of way, because he's definitely given us step by step how to give up the box, or what will happen to it if we give it up, right? So I'm looking at E, and she's not even paying attention. She's not even like talking to me and Jay anymore. E is there. E, let me hold on. Let me see if I could make this fun. E is in love with some R. Kelly. Okay, so I'm like looking at E. I'm like, E, are you okay? What is going on, E? What's wrong? Can you hear me, E? It was almost like she was in a trance, like she couldn't even hear me. Okay? And I quote, I'm looking at her and she just completely, she was just staring at the stage. And E said, oh my God, I like this music so good. I would give him my virginity. I would lose my virginity to him. She said that. And when she said that, me and Jay was like, E! And I'm like, Jay, did you hear that? E was like, oh my God. Like, she was about to take her clothes off, y'all. Telling you, it's true. It's true. You know, R. Kelly is a part of a big organization, and he didn't do all this by himself. There is a lot that has happened over the past couple of decades. And it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with this 400 pieces of evidence and 50 witnesses. We still have a lot to hear, a lot of testimony, and we will see if he, in fact, gets 10 years to life. So, thank you for listening. Please go on over to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. My name is KP. I'm probably going to keep this up just to advertise my channel on my Facebook so that I can grow. Love you guys. God bless. Take care. Peace.